yes, he is in the conversation as well for Defensive Player of the Year, and he joins us right now on Pac-12 Network. Ben, appreciate you stopping by with us. Congrats on the season that not only you're having, but your team. You get to play in the Pac-12 Championship. But I want to take everyone back to Friday night. From a Washington State Apple Cup perspective, what's it like to get a win like that, knowing just how much was at stake?
Yeah, it was massive. Obviously that's the biggest game for us every year is, going up and playing the Cougs. And I think, it was a special game. Obviously getting to play in the snow like that was something a lot of us had never experienced. I certainly had. And I just think it was awesome to be able to go up there and, win the game and give our fans, what they were looking for, and hopefully, keep the Apple Cup where it belongs for a couple more years.
Ben, by the way, you're a California kid, Northern California, and I get that. But have you ever played a game in snow like that?
No. Never played with any snow of any kind, let alone that.
So there weren't I didn't see you doing the snow angel thing at the end of the game. That didn't.
No, I was too tired.
Okay, all right, which is fair, and I know you obviously need to rest up for Friday's championship game. One other thing though, because Jimmy Lake, at least from a defensive standpoint, he's had some fun over the last couple days with Washington State. He had said after the game they do the same exact thing every year. Can you just give me some context to just how prepared you guys were for that matchup?
Yeah, I think, Coach Lake does a great job every year. They run the air raid, and that's a unique offense. But if you can really study it and kind of figure out the nuances and what makes it tick, you can start to break it down a little bit. And I think Coach Lake does a pretty incredible job every year, seeing what they're doing a little bit differently every year and figuring out, why they're destroying teams and figuring out what we can do to put us in the position to stop them. And every year he comes out with a great game plan.
Ben, I was looking at some of the numbers, statistically speaking. I said it before, you're leading the conference in tackles. I feel like every single week we've been talking about you at the top of the country in that category. You have more tackles than the next two players on your team combined. Take me through just this season, your preparation and approach to dominate like you have.
I think it just, it starts, when I got here as a freshman. I think, we're taught, at UW that, there's no reason to not be great. And I think, I came in as not a big recruit, not a big guy, obviously. And I just think, I've worked my butt off every year to, hopefully be able to help this team, get in a position where we could win Pac-12 championships, compete for the Rose Bowl, that kind of stuff. And I just think, it's the culmination of a lot of hard work. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes with, my teammates and everyone in the linebacker room. We work so hard all offseason pushing each other to be the best we can be. And I think, every year I've been here, we've had a pretty good defense, so I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, a bunch of Sunday dudes the last couple seasons rocking on that side of the football. Defensive Player of the Year, I slid it in there when I introduced you. You're in that conversation right now. You're on the short list. I got Curtis and Yogi on set, and your name continues to pop up in that category. I know you're focused in on winning a conference title, getting to a Rose Bowl, but what would winning that honor mean to you?
Yeah, it would obviously be special to win that. Obviously, it was really cool last year when Vita won it. It was special to see him, go through that. And I think it'd be cool to get to say that UW got it 2 years in a row. But at the end of the day, like you said, I'm much more interested in winning a conference championship than a Defensive Player of the Year award. So if I could pick one of the two, I'll just take the conference and let someone else have the Defensive Player of the Year, because I'd rather be a Pac-12 champion again.
Well, you got to take care of business on Friday night against the Utah team that's as physical and as tough as anyone. What do you take away from what happened in Week 3 as you prepare for this game?
Yeah, it's tough to pull too much from that game, obviously, because, Huntley's down, Moss is down, so their offense has changed quite a bit since then. They've been running a lot of different formations, different plays, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, every single game I've ever played against Utah has always been one of the toughest on our schedule. They're a team that is, they're well coached. I see a lot of us in them. They come out, they play physical defense. They're a physical offense. They want to run the ball down your throat and pose you will, and then beat you up on special teams too. So we know that it's going to be a grinder of a game. It just comes down to who's going to out-execute the other team.
Ben, I know the expectation coming into the season was college football playoff. People had pointed to your team as sort of the flag bearer for the conference. Not going to happen, at least at this point, but you just dropped conference championship and the ability to play for a Rose Bowl. The three of us have been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, the significance of that game. We always say, hey, maybe some of the younger guys, they're focused in on the college football playoff. They don't know the tradition and how meaningful that Rose Bowl is for a lot of college football fans. Are you guys aware, would you characterize getting to a Rose Bowl still as a successful season?
Yeah, I don't think you can see going to the Rose Bowl as anything less than success. The Rose Bowl is kind of what made UW a great program back when Don James was here and we were winning the Rose Bowls. And I just think it's one of those games that everyone knows about, whether you're a big college football fan or not. It's something that every kid dreams about playing in. So if we were, in the position to play in that game, I don't think anyone on our team would be able to see that as anything less than a success.
Well, Ben, looking forward to seeing you guys on the football field at Levi Stadium. We got our pregame show at 4 p.m. Pacific time from down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So safe travels. Looking forward to seeing you guys, and best of luck on Friday night.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.